So this is going to be a first for our podcast.
Uh-oh. Is it a book?
This is not a book. It
Left
is
Behind.
a movie.
Is it Left Behind?
Yes, the book, and then we're going to follow up with the movie, and then the newer movie.
I heard the new one. Did you see the newest one?
No.
I heard it was even worse than the original one.
Which I didn't think was possible.
Taylor and Alan talking about movies. They may be best friends, but they always disagree. Taylor and Alan, I seen that.
No, this is not a book. So this is a movie. And like I said, this is going to be groundbreaking because it's something we've never done before. But
Drive-in movie.
This movie-
Is it a drive-in movie?
I guess it could be.
Drive-in podcast. We're all going to one
Drive-in.
place and getting individual
We are going to
speakers.
project this podcast onto a big screen. It's just going to be our title sequence.
Yeah. We don't have
This
a title sequence.
movie-
We just have a song.
Is a movie that we have already discussed on this podcast.
Oh, I don't
So,
know.
I'm
I don't
bringing
know
it
how
back.
I feel about where this is going at all.
This is a revisited episode
All right. Well, this,
of
it's
The
better.
Room.
The Room. Oh, did you see it?
I watched it today.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I was not prepared for how good this movie is.
You liked it?
In a way, it's. I know people talk about movies that are so bad they're good,
Yeah.
but like most of the times, I don't agree because like sometimes they're so bad they're just bad.
Yeah.
But this is one that I like. It was so bad that I like enjoyed it. I don't even know how to talk about it, but it was so funny.
That's a terrible topic for a podcast.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't know. I've been saying that all day.
Oh, hi, Denny.
Like,
That kid, Denny, is a super
Oh my
creep,
God.
man.
yeah. Oh, hi, Denny. I
He's
did not hit her. I did not.
like when
So, go on.
Denny comes up on the roof and's talking to Johnny. He's like, Johnny, I just love Lisa, you know.
Yeah.
And Johnny's like, you know,
He
the
just
world
laughs
could
it
use more love. But what about Elizabeth? I thought you loved
What about Elizabeth? He's like, I love Elizabeth.
I want to marry Elizabeth.
And have kids. And he's like, that's the plan. So, no, that wasn't even the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing is him trying to get in on that first sex scene.
Yeah, that was creepy.
What was that about? Okay,
Well, the thing is
I
that
couldn't figure anything out.
that actor, I think, was the oldest or one of the oldest on set. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's true. So here's the thing. I know originally you read some trivia the first time.
Uh-huh.
But I have pulled up a few pieces that really stood out to me that really encaptures like the emotion or the nonsense of this movie.
Sure.
One of them being entire scenes were out of focus because nobody bothered to check the lens.
You know, 100% that was one of the things I gave you?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Now that
Stupid.
yeah, I remember thinking out of focus. Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember any of my life
Yeah.
before The Room.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's all before The Room, and it's nothing, and then after Room, which is just today.
It's like you've seen color for the first time.
Exactly. So here's another one that I thought.
If it's
was
something that I
interesting.
told you, I'm going to punch you right
I
in the
don't
nose.
think it's not the. Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay.
Well, I won't even. It's kind of long, so I'll summarize. But basically, Tommy Wiseau, or how do you say his name? Wiseau?
Wiseau.
Wiseau.
I think so.
Got it. Tommy Wiseau intended for the film to have a subplot to where he was a vampire.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
He,
Basically, they ended up telling him they did not have the budget for that.
he wanted to drive the car off the roof
Yeah,
in
and
front
have
of
it
the green
just
screen.
float.
And they're like, why why would you do that? And he said, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe Johnny could be a vampire. And everyone was like,
But what does that have to do with vampires?
nothing. I don't know if it was a way for him to kill himself, but yet still be alive or something like that, you know?
Oh, it's like an ending?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a shocking ending.
I mean, that's all my own guessing. I don't think there's any...
Right.
There's not really a lot of logic behind most of it, you know?
I want to... Is this guy just a really weird dude, or was he just on a lot of drugs?
I think he's just really weird.
Here's another one that I thought was funny. So, the reason why Peter seemed dazed and was touching things in one scene was because the actor had suffered a concussion, and Tommy Wiseau would not let him leave for treatment.
He hit his head on the steps.
So when was that? Was that on film?
I don't know if it was on film
camera?
or not. It was because you know how I told you I listened to the book or the Disaster Artist.
I want to read this book.
It's pretty good. It's definitely
So
worth
badly I want to, and I'm definitely even now more excited for the movie.
it. The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I watched a panel with Seth Rogen and James Franco and Dave Franco, and one of the guys from the audience is asking a question, and it turned out to be Chris R., the drug dealer. And
Okay, so is that who Chris R is?
Yeah.
I kept seeing his name in the cast list, but I was like, I don't remember a Chris R. And why is he Chris R. and not just Chris? Was there another Chris?
I don't think so. I don't know.
So he was the drug dealer.
He was
Okay.
a drug dealer, yeah.
So what was his question?
I don't remember his question. They just had him come up on stage, and they called Greg Sestero and Tommy Wiseau to come up on stage and all that, too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So here's another one that I thought is funny. So according to Tommy Wiseau, Denny has some sort of mental disorder, which explains his behavior in the film. But the actor was not told about this.
That sounds about
So
right.
because in the very first scene, I remember thinking, is this guy special?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely something going on. And then Tommy Wiseau comes out and pretty much says the same thing. But if the actor didn't know, what does that even mean?
He was not acting like he had any issues. He was just acting like a creep.
I know. He is just
That's
is really strange.
Yeah.
That was so bonkers to me.
But that makes more sense to why they wrote that character that way. But
You think it was written that way? I felt like it was, they wrote the character as what they saw as normal, and the dude acted it how he thought it should be. And then afterwards, when everyone's like, dude, is that guy dumb? He's like, oh, yeah, that was my intention the whole time, was to make him like that.
Well, Tommy wrote the whole thing.
Right, that's what I mean.
And so I could see that he thought, oh, this will come across that he's special because he's acting so
like
weird.
it would be obvious.
Yeah, but he didn't realize how weird his acting and everyone else's lines would be to where it didn't stand out that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I guess he was like a real big stickler about everyone getting the lines exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I went through every piece of trivia I could find.
Yeah.
Because
Like
I could not get enough of it.
The put your comment in your pocket or something like that. Well,
You keep your comment in your pocket.
yeah. Or the cheap part.
Oh, with the chicken?
Yeah, when they were pretending to be, they were like calling the guy chickens, but they're all like, cheap.
They're all
cheap,
chirping?
Cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a scene from Arrested Development.
Yeah. Yeah, except it was supposed to be actual sounds of chickens.
Yeah, cheap, cheap, cheap. What, you a chicken? Cheap? I like how there was multiple ones about people asking him, cow. Cha, chee-cha, chee-cha. Doodle-doo-doo.
Oh, that show's so funny.
Oh, that's a great one. Basically, all these different people asking him why there's so many scenes with them just throwing around a football, and his response is just because football is fun.
Yeah. I think the saddest part, and this might be a little bit too serious for this conversation, is I think he was just lonely, and this was his ideal like friendship group, you know, that people would love him and see him as this great person and respect him and, you know, want to hang out and just throw a football around.
I don't get the scene when they're all wearing tuxes.
Nope, there was no reason for that. That's why you don't get it.
I thought maybe that was like a pre-wedding, like that's the wedding.
Yeah.
But then it's just not.
Nope.
And I love that the dude runs for the football and just eats it.
Yeah.
Wipes out on the ground. And he just like straight looks into the camera like, I hate this.
So that guy, the Peter, I think it was his name.
I think that was Michael. Or yeah, Peter, sorry.
Yeah. And so he was supposed to be the guy at the end who confronts Mark and Lisa.
Yeah, the rando guy?
Yeah, that was supposed to be Peter, but that actor was like, "Hey, I got another job. I can't keep working on this project anymore." So he just left.
And he bailed.
Yeah.
And they filled it in. That definitely makes so much more sense. That would have made the movie for me if he had come back. But there is one more piece of trivia that I had that I thought was really funny. So it says, though it's been claimed that Johnny's phone recorder setup couldn't work in real life, Greg Sestero reveals that Tommy Wiseau actually uses that same recorder to tape every phone conversation he has.
Yeah, he said that. So the way he did it, the way Johnny does it in the movie, doesn't make any sense at all. But
yeah, I thought that was weird.
The reason Tommy thought it would work was because he would anytime he would call someone, he would put it on speaker, and then record with the tape recorder his conversations.
I gotcha.
And Greg Sestero found a box of conversations between him and him, between the two of them, and was like, "What are you doing with all this?" And he said, "Well, I use it to practice my English." And he said he never talks to him on speakerphone anymore.
Oh well, his English is very good.
Well, it's all dubbed. It's all what do you call that?
Yeah. ADR.
ADR, yeah. It's his voice still, but it's all ADR.
No, yeah. There's lots of that where the mouth's not even moving, or it's definitely saying something different. One of the other things that really stood out to me is how many times they say, "Don't worry about it." It's like everything. They say something like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
It's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. How's your sex life?"
That's so crazy.
There was one other one that's really stood out to me that I thought was crazy. So it was the girl, Lisa, and her mom were having a conversation.
And she's got
it was like
breast
the first
cancer?
time they were. Yeah, but the way it was introduced, so she's like, she says something along the lines of like, "I don't have time for this. I'm gonna die soon. I'm dying."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you're not. You're not dying." She's like, "Well, guess what? Test results came back. It's breast cancer." Yeah. And the daughter's like, "Oh yeah, okay." Like, bummer.
That was it.
Then she says something else, and then the mom's like, I'll probably be fine.
Well, then that guy comes back, and they find his underwear.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
The guy. So this guy doesn't ever even show back up again in the movie, but him and his girlfriend show up and are making out on the couch and get walked in on by the mom.
Oh, he shows up a couple times.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's it. The reason he ever shows up is just for that scene.
I didn't understand why they had to be at their house.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense. That's why.
Or how blatant this Lisa, I think she so badly wanted Tommy to just catch them in the act. Johnny, yeah, sorry. To catch them in the act, even as far as going to being at the birthday party and be like, "Hey, everyone, let's go outside for a second." And then, like, everyone goes and they stay inside. And then they're getting down to business. And then someone knocks at the door. And then, like, they kind of start putting clothes on. But then she's like, "Come in," like, before they're even, like, done putting clothes on. It was bonkers.
Yeah, this movie is crazy.
So, I guess I didn't remember it because it was so long ago, but how did this get made? Did do this episode or did an episode on this movie? And then I guess all three of them are in the Disaster Artist.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what's his name? The main guy.
Paul Scheer.
Paul Shear's in it.
Yeah, I guess they're all in a role. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it, though.
Yeah, I think The Disaster Artist is going to be great.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm excited for this movie. I will go see it in theaters, potentially. I have to try to convince Crystal to watch The Room now. It was so bad that I really feel like it's good, and I would recommend this movie to other people.
I would recommend it once. This is not.
Oh
one.
yeah, no, definitely. I don't know. I was thinking, man, if I'm gonna get her to watch it, I'm gonna have to watch it with her. I don't know if she'll just do it by herself. I don't know if I can do it again so soon. But maybe not. I don't know. It's just so bonkers. The dialogue is so great. It's so what it feels like is like every scene made was written on the spot with no prior knowledge to any scenes that they'd already done or any scenes that they plan on doing. Like, it's like they all have their minds wiped by Men in Black, and then they sit there and write a scene, and then they film it, and then they have their minds wiped again. They're like, all right, here's another idea for a scene. And they do that like 20 times, and then they just kind of throw them in a random order. That's what this movie feels like to me.
Here, I want you to watch this trailer real quick and give me your reaction. We do it live on the podcast again.
Was the other one live on the podcast?
No, I cut out most of it.
All right, here we go. Oh boy.
I seen that.
What on earth? Is that a new movie?
That's coming out. That is called Best Friends. And Greg Sestero
That's really funny.
and Tommy Wiseau are in it.
So they're actually friends in real life, right?
I think so. I think they still know each
Now,
other.
one of the questions I had was, were they friends before The Room, or is that how they met?
Yeah, so do you want me to tell you? Because if you're going to read the book, it's going to go through all that. But
Well, I do plan to read the book
they met.
at some point.
They met in acting class,
Okay.
and I think their friendship was almost ruined, and then The Room started, and that almost ruined their friendship. But I think they're still friends.
They're still hanging on. Now, here's the funny... That trailer kind of looked like something I was going to say about The Room. Is that Tommy Wiseau's face looks like he's wearing a Halloween mask of, like, the Crow. Like, his face looks fake. And not like, oh, he's had work done. It looks plasticky and rubber and fake.
Yeah.
I don't know. And now in this trailer, he almost looks like he's going the Michael Jackson route.
Well, I think he's just getting older.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's good. I think everyone's getting older.
What are his thoughts on The Room now?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Does he legit think it's a good movie, or does he understand that it's garbage?
I don't know.
And that, like, it's only popular because it's so bad?
I feel like he thinks that it's good.
Like, that's why it's so popular, is because it's good?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his perception of it is.
Did you read about his billboard
Just that it was
for this
up,
movie?
and then it now
For
it's,
5 years?
yeah, and now it's up for The Disaster Artist.
Yeah. He just thought, he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to keep it up because I'm still selling DVDs.
Yeah, I mean, I bet. I don't know if there's a way to know how much the movie.
How much
has
it's made total?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. This movie is so awful.
Okay.
Yet
so
at the same time,
the original budget. The original budget.
budget was $6 million.
$6 million. Opening weekend, they made 12,000.
Nice.
Gross worldwide 9,650,000.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's made money.
Yeah. And that was in 2012.
I bet you it's going to start picking up again.
Yeah, I think so, because of this podcast.
Well, I don't know, though. I mean, I found it on YouTube.
Yeah, me too.
How
That's
much-
why I watched it.
is he selling? I don't know. It's fantastic though. It is the true Citizen Kane of its time. I would say that.
So if this comes on, what are you doing?
Honestly, depending on how far it is through the movie, I'm probably gonna watch it again.
No.
If it's more than halfway, I'll watch it through the end. If it's in the first half, I'll probably watch about half of it. I don't know if I could do the whole thing right now.
Yeah, I can't see myself ever watching this again.
What would you say this movie's about? It has no plot. And
Well,
there's no scene that happens that, like, goes towards that plot. Except, there's, like, a plot of a cheating girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
And
kind of
that's
what it's all
it.
about.
I feel bad. I'm still bummed that he did not get the promotion at the bank. Because they sure implemented his ideas and were making money off of it. Oh, that was another thing that stood out to me. Was there no budget to get this guy like a suit, like a fitting suit? Because it looked like the suits that he had, they bought them at Goodwill, and they're like, well, they fit, but they're so like loose and hangy on him. Like, can he? Like, apparently he's got money. I know this guy's got to have a suit, or is this like what he wears all the time? What's the deal?
Well, this is another thing that gets covered in the book, but that scene on top of the rooftop.
I did read about that one.
Where he was upset because the costume director wasn't around. He dressed himself and refused to change once she got back.
And he wouldn't change? Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
There were so many things about this movie that it's like there's not enough time in the world to cover it all. But there is enough time in the podcast, so here we go. Buckle up. Scene 1. No, it was just really bonkers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I found myself with a headache at the end of the movie. I don't know if it's connected, but I didn't have the headache before the movie started.
Well, were you watching it in your garage with your car running again?
Yes.
That might be it. That's not how you get a tan. I know your skin turns all red afterwards, but it doesn't work that way.
I look good like that.
Well, you ready to move on to I Want to See That?
Yeah. Let's do it.
What do I do? Should I continue or should I just give up? I hold strong.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't know why you're doing it and what the payoff is supposed to be.
Mostly that it's annoying and that if I just continue to do it forever, that will be the payoff.
The payoff is never stopping?
Yeah, just never stopping. Yeah, that's basically the...
Okay, well then I say continue.
All right, so I'm going to go against what you have to say, and we'll just say it normal.
Oh.
So
want to see that.
The thing I want to see is Raging Bull, which is a very different movie than The Room, but...
Oh, side note, why on earth was it called The Room?
Because they go outside a lot.
What does that mean?
I'm just kidding. I thought that was clear.
I don't get why. Okay. Anyways, Raging Bull.
Yeah. So this is Robert
Is
De
that
Niro.
the Al Pacino movie? Oh, yeah, Robert De Niro.
Robert
That's
De
what I'm thinking
Niro.
of.
Yeah.
Okay.
This came out back in the 80s.
87.
And 80. And
Just 80?
Yeah, just 80.
Oh, okay.
And
the 80 aughts?
The 80, yeah, the 1980 aught. It would just be one. Aughts.
1980 aughts. Got it.
If you put an S on there, there's more than one.
Double aught 80s. Got it.
That would be just 0080.
Yep, perfect. Got it.
But it goes over the career of Jake LaMotta, the professional boxer. Jake LaMotta.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it's supposed to be really good. And this is another one that it came out in the 80s and before I was born. I've heard it's great, but I never got around to seeing it.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I don't know that I ever will. Maybe at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably one that's pretty low on my list of being able to actually like see myself seeing, but it is one I do want to see.
Raging Bull. Yeah, I know which one it is.
Well, if you want to get a hold of us, you can tweet us at ISeenThatPod, or you can tweet me directly at AlanRJR.
Or I am also, not also, but I'm at Taylor Enixon.
You are also at Taylor Enixon.
I am also Alan RJR.
Wow, that's fancy. And if you want to support us, you can go to Patreon and give us $1 a month, and you'll get access to all
Give us
the
a buck.
episodes, all the episodes a week in advance.